Hey there everyone, and welcome back to Doge's Emporium of tabletop RPG horror story cringe. In today's episode, we have a story about a player that gets jealous of another player's girlfriend, and then throws out baseless accusations when they step over a line. But before we get into that, here's Ziggy with some wisdom.
이 데모입니다. 구독과 좋아요. 야, 문자열.
Such a wise one. But with that done, let's get into the story. Jealous problem player tries to steal another player's girlfriend. By Reddit user OKLocksmith6673. Let's start with some brief context. This was a D&D campaign started not too long ago that a good friend of mine was DMing during our college semester. The campaign was on Roll20, and we were going to meet up over Discord to play. DM told me everyone that was going to be playing, and two of the members were people that I knew well already, and they were mutual friends between us. They have a few relevant parts in this story, so let's call them Max and Jessica. The other three have most of the story revolve around them. They are Derek, his girlfriend Mary, and the beloved problem player, Goober. This was my first time hearing of Derek and Mary, but I have crossed paths with Goober before. We were both art majors and had a lot of the same classes together. We usually worked on homework and projects when we could, but never really evolved beyond acquaintances. Goober was not a very social person, and was fairly awkward. She was also trans, male to female, and the last time we spoke was about 2 weeks ago when I rejected her asking me on a date. It was nothing against her, I just didn't think that we connected at the same level she did. She didn't take it too well, and kind of exploded on me. This was in person, so I don't remember what she said exactly, but the gist was that she called me anti-progressive and homophobic, even though she knows I'm a bisexual who was pretty open about my support for LGBTQ. She later texted me to apologize, but I never responded. These details will be relevant to the story. A few hours before our session 0, we were all invited to DM's Discord group, made for the campaign. Goober private messaged me soon after joining. Goober.
Hey OP, I just want to once again apologize for the way I treated you. It was very bad of me to act like that. I am just not good with rejection. Can we put it past us?
Me. Sure thing, Goober. I understand. Okay, real quick. Something about me is I do have some serious anxiety issues, and I have a huge fear of confrontation. This is not an excuse for some of my choices later, but it's some insight to why I let some things happen or acted in a certain way. Goober.
Thank you so much. I am kinda nervous about D&D to be honest.
Me. Is it your first time playing? Goober.
No, I have played a lot of times, but it was with another group of people that I knew really well. Or so I thought. They kicked me out for being trans. I am nervous because of the new people I will meet here.
Me. Oh, wow, I'm really sorry to hear that. DM is a nice guy though. He wouldn't kick you out over something like that. Goober.
He did seem nice.
Me. Yeah, how did you meet him? Goober.
There was a D&D thing on campus, and we bumped into each other. He told me he was DMing a campaign, and invited me after I told him the situation I was in.
Me. Well, that's great. I think we will have a lot of fun. We have a lot more small talk that isn't anything relevant to anything before DM announces that Session 0 is starting. We all joined around the same time. Derek and Mary had their cameras on. I don't want to go into detail because it would be weird, but as a bisexual, I can say that Derek and Mary are quite attractive people, and as we will soon find out, Goober thought the same. DM. Hello guys. Goober.
Do we need to have cameras on?
DM. Not if you don't want to. Goober.
Alright, good.
DM. Yep. Now, just an FYI. At Goober's request, I will be recording these sessions because she prefers to rewatch or listen to videos rather than have notes with the party. Goober.
I don't like dealing with discombobulated information being thrown onto a document at once by like 5 people.
So just a note. I did have access and rewatched these sessions to ensure that this story is as accurate as possible. DM. Does anyone have an issue with that or wish to not be part of it? I won't be sharing anything with anyone outside this group. We all said we were fine with it, and we got down to session 0. DM gets some introductions out of the way for the new 3 and explains the idea of Roll20. He then helps us to get into his D&D Beyond campaign, where he offers to make our character sheets. He has almost every book bought, and you can assign characters to people in your campaign manually. So basically, he wanted us to have as much content to work with. We go around, and he makes our sheets with the races, classes, and spells, if needed and all that, and then sends them to us so we can make our backstory and appearances or whatnot. Here's the lineup of the whole party, if anyone is curious. Me, Wood Elf Female Ranger. Max, a Tiefling Male Warlock. Jessica, a Male Human Monk. Derek, a Male Warforged Artificer. Mary, a Female High Elf Wizard. And Goober, a Female High Elf Fighter. I will spare the backstories because they really have nothing to do with the context of this. So after that is done, everyone is given a chance to look over each other's character sheets and read backstories and such. And Goober private messages me again. Goober, girl, look at Mary, she's a queen. Me, she's also Derek's girlfriend. Goober, yeah, I know. Wouldn't it be funny if her character got into a relationship with mine instead of Derek? Me, no. Goober, oh, come on, it would be a classic case of irony, lol. Me, look, I can't tell if you're joking or not, but if you aren't, that's not okay. Goober, sorry, yeah, it's a joke. I forget I have a very rare sense of humor. Me, okay. I thought that was going to be the end of that, but I was wrong. Goober had a plan, and she speaks out after a few moments. Goober, I'm noticing that my character is the only trans one, but that's okay, I saw that coming. I also see that I am the only one who listed their character's sexuality, and I think it would be cool if everyone else did too. This is where I made the biggest mistake, and partially caused this whole avalanche. I should have stopped her right there and brought her messages up to the DM. It was pretty clear where she was going with this. I didn't do anything at the time because I genuinely felt sorry for what happened to her in her last group and didn't want her to feel like we were going to kick her out too. On top of the issues I have mentioned above, this is on me. I am an idiot. I have a big portion of the blame on my shoulders. Anyway, the group didn't really see a problem, but Derek was iffy and spoke out. Derek, I'm not saying it's a bad idea or anything, but, why? Goober, well, I just think it would be a good way of adding more depth to each other's character. It also opens up suggestions to make the party more diverse. I mean, it would be really boring if we were all straight. Derek, okay, well, I'm not going to decide for everyone, but I'm not going in depth with that because my character is a robot. Goober, so he can have romantic or sexual feelings for people? Derek, theoretically, yeah, but I don't want that. I am playing an artificial construct that gains sentience. Sexual or romantic relations are not something he has an interest in. There, that's asexual. Goober, that doesn't count. Derek, how does that not count? DM, okay, hey, you two, let's stop this here. Everyone is free to make their character who they want. We don't need to suggest anything to anyone. Got it? They both agree, and we finish session 0 by setting Roll20 up. We say our goodbyes, and I was still worried about Goober feeling accepted here, so I private message her to check in. Me, hey, so how do you think session 0 went? Goober, it went alright. I'm a little bummed out with the party lineup though. Me, how so? Goober, Mary specified her character as straight. Now my character is going to have to convert her. She honestly deserves better than Derek. I would treat her the way she deserves to be treated. Me, can you not make those jokes? Also, that makes Mary the only straight character, which makes our party extremely diverse. I mean, Max's character is gay, and Jessica is bisexual. I think we have a good set. Goober, Derek does not have an LGBTQ character. Me, well, his character is ace, so yes he does.
Goober. His character's only ace as an excuse to hide as LGBTQ, but not have to be gay. He's probably a bigot at best.
Me. What? That's a pretty big conclusion to jump to.
Goober. He's a blonde-haired, blue-eyed cis white guy. I may be wrong, sure, but it's a very, very strong chance he's a bigot.
Me. Okay, look, that is not fair. You told me earlier that you don't take rejection well. I think you may be overreacting to this because you feel like an idea of yours was rejected.
Goober. No, I can tell these things about people. But maybe you're right. I'm gonna take some time to process this.
Me. Alright, talk to you later. Goober.
Bye.
I should have most definitely gone to DM about this at this rate, but I had hoped that this would blow over and she would move on. I was dead wrong, and yes, must state that this is a very stupid move on my end. So, over the next couple of weeks, we have quite a few sessions. Most were fairly good, without a lot of complications, and for brevity, I will not include them. I will say that there are a few small moments where Derek and Goober clashed, but will only include summaries of the 4 major points that occurred. The first time was during character introductions, when Goober in character flirted with Mary with the fact that they were both high elves. Mary wasn't sure how to respond, and Derek asked politely for her to not do that again. Goober left the session early after that. Pretty minor compared to the other 3, but still important. The second instance needs some context. Derek was playing the only lawful evil character in the party full of good aligned characters. He was not afraid of playing an evil character and doing evil things, as long as it wasn't disruptive. Being lawful evil, he was loyal to the party as they were made his allies by circumstance. He would go along with the majority rule decisions, even if they were against his character's alignments or beliefs. This was supposed to be the start of his evil to good arc. When party members failed a check they were supposed to specialize in, or do a good deed, or something along those lines, he would, in character, belittle the other party members. I would also like to add that he wasn't targeting anyone. He kept it equal throughout the party to the best of his ability, and to his credit, was often pretty creative with his insults. No one saw it as an issue. We all liked the change of pace and presence of a non-goody-goody, bringing depth to moral dilemmas and such. Goober, on the other hand, didn't seem thrilled whenever she was the target. However, she never said or did anything to express her dislike of it until this one time. Goober bragged, in character, about having a high intelligence for a fighter, 14 intelligence at level 1, and stopped Derek from making an Arcana check on a magically sealed door. Goober.
Stand aside, you simple machine. As a high elf, I know my magic. We don't need you to do our thinking for us. Even as a warrior, my intelligence is leagues above that of more common soldiers.
Derek. My apologies, elf. By all means, determine the classification of magic surrounding this door. DM. Alright, Goober, roll Arcana. Goober.
2 + 2 for a 4.
DM. Oh, that's tough. Had to beat a 5. Derek, your turn. Derek. 18 total. DM. Okay, yeah. You deduce that there are basic warding spells surrounding the door, and with that roll, you dispel them too. Derek. Well, I shall say I'm impressed. It's not every day I meet an elf with the intelligence to match an ogre. Goober.
I swing at Derek with my rapier. 17 to hit.
DM. Sorry, no PvP unless both players agree. Derek? Derek. I would rather not. DM. Okay, no PvP then. Goober did not like this. She said goodnight to us all and left the session immediately. DM reached out to her the next day, and they both concluded that for the campaign's sake, Derek would not roleplay with her in that manner anymore. When this was brought to Derek, he mentioned that the insult was targeted at Goober's character and not at her, but apologized and agreed nonetheless. Now, here is a huge problem that happened after. Goober started trying to belittle Derek after this, over almost anything she could. Derek called her out for being rather hypocritical, which caused her to scream, "No!" while banging on her table. DM ruled that there would be no more banter like this for anyone. The third instance was when we all reached level 4. Derek chose the Armorer as his subclass at level 3 and reached an intelligence of 18. If you are unfamiliar with the Armorer Artificer, they get Thunder Gauntlets that do 1d8 damage and use the intelligence modifier for damage and to hit. On top of this, he had a dex of 14 with magic infusions on his starter scale mail and the shield that he bought. This meant that his spell attacks and melee attacks had a +4 modifier and his AC was now 21. Goober, on the other hand, chose to be a Battlemaster. Not sure why. As an elf, she was building a dex-based fighter, but Instance 2 stuck with her, and she focused her ability point increase on getting her intelligence to 16 rather than upgrading her dex. So, with her +1 leather armor and shield, she sat with 17 AC. Before this, she was the tank and a striker, and was very proud whenever these feats came into play. But now, Derek had overtaken both aspects that made her character special, not including the Battlemaster dice, of course. She ended up leaving another session early after Derek saved the party from defeat. We had been in an extended fight against a pack of lizard folk. Derek was the last party member standing due to his AC, and punched his way to victory. Goober made a very audible sigh and said that she had some homework she forgot about before leaving. The fourth and last instance is what broke the camel's back. During this session, Derek informed us that one of his projects was due tonight, and while he was done with his portion, he would be on call to help his group members finish theirs if needed. The party agrees to play with him regardless, and so we did. Luckily, right after reaching a town, Derek got a call and said he would return later. DM says that we are free to wander the town, and do so as we wish. Then Goober private messages me again. Goober,
Do you think it would be more romantic to walk through a town or the woods?
me, why are you asking? Goober,
Oh, just wondering.
me, I think it depends on the person. Goober,
What do you think Mary would prefer?
me, what the hell, no. Goober,
What?
me, she's Derek's girlfriend. It's bad to do that. Goober,
Not for long. Also, it isn't bad. It's my character getting with her character. Just like Derek's character supposedly insulted my character and not me. Plus he isn't here. This is my time.
me, that isn't the same. Please don't do this. These are recorded, remember? I didn't get a response, and my anxiety was through the roof. Mary told DM that she was going to head to the town's library, and Goober wasted no time saying that she would also like to go to the library. Goober,
I approached Mary and asked if she would like to go on a walk together.
Mary, no thanks. I'd rather stay here. Goober,
Just a short walk. I want to admire all the gorgeous things around here, and that includes you.
Mary, thanks, but no thank you. Goober,
Oh, come on. I know you're into men and all, but why don't you let me show you what a woman's love is like?
Mary, okay, I am not comfortable with this. Please stop. Goober,
Oh, come on. You might like it. Just give it a try.
DM, Goober, she said stop. Goober,
Why? It's not real. It's my character and hers.
DM, Goober, I'm serious. This is... Derek, I'm sorry. Is there an issue? Derek had returned unannounced. Mary, oh my god, thank you. Derek, Goober, are we going to have a problem? There was a silence. Derek, are we? This is f***ed up. Mary told you no. Among other obvious reasons, her saying no is enough for you to stop. Goober,
Fuck off. You just don't want our characters to get together because you won't be able to stand lesbians in the campaign, you homophobe.
Derek, I'm sorry, what? You're making advances on my girlfriend and it's making her uncomfortable. How is me telling you to stop homophobic? I got fucking news for you, buddy. You don't know me. You have no right to label me like that for defending my girlfriend from you. Goober,
I don't need to know you. I can tell just by looking at you, sweetie.
Derek, that is not an adequate source to draw conclusions from. Goober,
Oh, here we go with that fancy talk of yours. So you're transphobic as well? Trans people aren't smart enough to see things in people now? You think that you're so much better and smarter than everyone else just because you're a proper straight white man and an engineer. I mean, how can I deny your obvious superiority, my lord? With your super not generic at all asshole evil robot guy, who you tried so hard to make better than my character. Fuck off, you garbage piece of shit person.
Derek, what the f does that have to do with anything? Where is all this coming from? Honestly, it doesn't matter. This tells me exactly the kind of person you are. You're just a fucking jealous, spoiled brat with a tiny infantile mind who can't stand not getting whatever the f she wants. Goober.
Fuck you. How dare you say that to me? Fuck you and fuck your ugly ass bitch for dating you.
Goober leaves the call and the group chat, and we are left in silence. Derek. I'm really sorry about that, guys. DM. No, don't apologize, bro. That shit was f***ed. She had no right to do any of that. Derek. Yeah, I know, but I really hate losing my temper like that. If everyone's alright with it, I think we should end it here tonight. We all agree, and I private messaged Derek and Mary, apologizing for not taking action sooner, and showed the Discord messages between us, as it was the least I could do at the moment. They both tell me that it was fine, and Mary told me that she also has confrontation issues, and understood my position. I still feel guilty, even to this day. I really should have spoken up from day one. Though, on a brighter note, the campaign continued despite Goober leaving. DM adjusted a lot of things to accommodate the lack of a player, and we are still in this campaign to this day. Goober messaged me a few days after, apologizing again, and how she was just testing us to see if she could fully be herself. I sent a screenshot to the group chat, and we all had a laugh. I wanted to send an assertive message to her, but my confrontation anxiety came up again. I told the group, and Derek suggested sending one while on the call with the party. We set a time, and I sent her a message that stated that I no longer wished to talk to her, and that I did not want her to contact me. It really did help to have everyone there, even if it was not in person, and I am very thankful for what they did. It took some courage to post this story here, and I am very thankful to anyone who reads this. Hopefully, this can help someone understand the importance of bringing things up to a DM or the table, even if it means someone gets angry or confrontational with them. TLDR. The problem player grows jealous of another player and labels them a transphobe and homophobe for not letting them hit on his girlfriend. Yeah, what Goober was doing was definitely really messed up. It was clear that she wasn't capable of separating in-character interactions from the players, and the fact that she wanted to go after Derek's girlfriend in-game tells me that she wanted to try to steal her from him. Or something. Also, stating to OP that she knew Derek was bigoted just by looking at him? Wouldn't that be her prejudging someone based off his looks? And then to try to throw that accusation in his face when he confronted her because she was being creepy to his girlfriend, when he in no way showed anything to substantiate that claim. Something tells me that the reason Goober gave for being kicked out of her previous group may not have been the real reason, and the next group that has the displeasure of having her in it, it will probably be the same story with OP's group. If you experience a lot of a-holes in your day-to-day, chances are that you're probably the a-hole, and Goober was definitely that. But that will do it for today. As always, I appreciate all of you, and may all of your games remain horror story free. Until next time.